So joining our pub quiz team this week is a comedian who's been described as grotesquely funny, thoroughly entertaining, and crucially, a tough act to beat. Let's hope he's tough to beat at trivia. It's Nash.
Nash, everybody.
Thanks for having me. Welcome to the pod, Al. Welcome to the pod.
How do you feel about the term grotesquely funny?
I think that's fair. I think that was a pull quote that I had to really sift through and try and find the best bits of the reviews, which I find that really frustrating. Like I won a early plug. I actually won the biggest sketch comedy award in the UK.
Oh, you got in there early, didn't you?
This was 6 years ago, so it was a long time ago. But I remember winning. I was in a double act at the time, and I was like, "Oh, it's so great! Like, there's going to be so many amazing quotes we can like pull from the review of the show and use for like posters." And the guy who voted for us to win was like, "Yeah, you know, great use of audio cues." and they were my winner on the night.
We've
so
got a comedian who's described as great use of audio cues.
Amazing technician, yeah. Very frustrating.
How have you been? How's your day been so far?
Been very well, yeah. Had a nice Uber over here from Stoke Newington, where I currently reside.
So I mean, as I imagine most of our viewers, as I imagine most of us know, you make some very, very exciting comedy sketches, some of which with Imogen Andrews, who is an alumni of the Pub Quiz pod. Has she given you any words of advice?
She said try and avoid eye contact with you.
Which you're not doing very well at, because we've been gazing into each other's eyes for the last half an hour.
So yeah. No, she said just be relaxed, be yourself, which I find very difficult. So yeah, just
this does double up as therapy for a lot of people, I have to say. It really does.
It's a lot cheaper.
Do you find time? I mean, you know, you're making comedy sketches, you're gigging here and there as well. Do you have time or any interest even to go to pub quizzes?
This might shock the room.
Go on.
I'm not a big fan of the pub.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring you to a pub.
Yeah. No. I think it's
we brought you to a pub to go on a podcast called the Pub Quiz Podcast.
Yeah,
Just
I know.
the pub in general.
I think so. I think it's. I kind of view it as like olives. Like one day I will learn to love them. If I keep eating them, I will one day love them.
I really want to get into this. What is it about pubs that just doesn't do it for you? What puts you off?
Okay, let's say I invited you round to my house.
Sure.
Yeah.
I gave you a lovely drink.
Yeah.
You go, that's nice. I go, yeah, it's gonna be £8. You go, okay, all right, fine, but okay. Do I put some music on? Can I put some music on? Yeah. Could that music be quite loud enough that I can't really hear you or each other? And then I've got some chairs over here. They're not very comfortable. You'd be like, okay, do I like this place? Do I want to stay here? Yeah. So yeah, I just find the pub a little bit like it just doesn't quite work for me.
Right.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm not like a
I know,
social.
I'd love to come round to yours though.
No, but this is it. This is it.
Good.
Or you come to mine where like we choose the music. It's at an appropriate level. We have great conversation. I've made you some lovely drinks, free of charge for you, of course.
Thank you.
Some lovely snacks, some food. I love to host a dinner party.
Nice.
Rather than go to a pub.
Yeah.
And there's that thing of like. It's the term for it, right? Where like everyone matches the level of everyone, so it gets increasingly noisy.
It's called yes.
What's it called?
That's true. I think.
I
had it. Tip of my tongue.
Obnoxiousness.
Yeah, something like that.
Something
Yeah. I just want to ring a bell when it gets too loud to be like, guys, it's too loud.
They do that in pubs at the end of the night.
And it's always the same time, isn't it?
They ring the bell.
It gets really loud at about 11 o'clock.
Yeah. What does an Al Nash dinner party look like then?
Some nice music, some nice food. Nothing crazy. Just I don't know. I do like. I'm kind of going back on myself now. I don't hate the pub. I'm not like I'm not like scared of the pub.
Yeah.
But I think I'm yet to find a pub that's like, oh, this feels like a place where I feel welcome.
You did spit on the floor as you walked in.
A little bit, yeah.
And I was I wonder what that's about. And now it's sort of starting to make
it's
sense.
making sense. Yeah.
I think what I like about the pub though, compared to something around a house, is just leaving when you want. You know what I mean? I think that's quite you want to just be able to walk out. Do you not, when you've got people around your house and then it's getting to a point where you're like, oh, I sort of want to go to bed now, but they want another drink, and you know what I mean? How do you end that?
Yeah.
I think I've got a lot of undiagnosed things going on.
Sure.
So whenever I have like a
really is therapy.
Yeah. No. Let's get into it. When I have like a dinner party or like friends round, I will probably have to have maybe, if they got there at 6 and left at midnight, I will probably have between 6 and 8 5-minute breaks, where I will just be like, just off to go to the kitchen. I'm not in the kitchen. I'm in my room, sat on the edge of my bed, just sort of.
You live in an episode of Come Dine With Me.
Yeah.
Man there with a camera in front of you,
holding a board that says 6.
Yeah.
having to leave your house, get in a taxi to go back to your house.
I think Sandra's a right bitch.
Yeah.
See, whereas I just. What's your thoughts on the pub, Jake?
Oh,
do you
love
want to
it.
sort of
Love
fight the other corner?
Well, I just think that I've run pub quizzes for a long time. It's the people you meet. I think, like, yes, I would love to come to your house. And if I'm sort of free in a couple of weeks' time. If you're
Yeah, we'll talk off air. Yeah.
Yeah, talk off air. Okay.
Yeah.
Get the excuses ready. I've got a busy April. Busy April.
Talk on air. There's no one listening.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you why I think that pubs are the best thing ever?
Yeah, please.
Wow.
Is you never see anyone walking out of a gallery and going, should we go to another one? Pubs all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Let's go to another one.
Yeah, I would never go to the theatre. I would never go to 10 different theatres in a day. So many that I'm being physically sick, and wake up the next morning and go, should we go again?
Yeah.
Today?
But to
I
counteract that,
I wouldn't be back in a theatre by midday the next day watching the football.
Yeah,
Whereas with
I
the
guess
pub.
so.
Counteract it now.
But if you need 10 of one thing to feel full,
Wow.
Yeah.
is that good?
Yeah, but every one is a different. It's like AA, isn't it? This now.
Yeah.
But every not the breakdown recovery, but everyone's a different. You know what I mean? One, lighting the senses. Two, I mean one's nothing actually. Forget one. One is pointless. You're all right.
Yeah.
There. It's two, loosens up a bit. Three, little bit of something, a bit of chat. The chat starts.
Are you
coming
talking
with
about
the
pubs
third.
now?
No,
or
pints.
Each
Pints.
pint in the pub.
Each pint in the pub.
We could have these at Al's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's true. But then Al's having to go up to his bedroom every half an hour to
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
little sit down and a brew.
Yeah, what do the guests do when you're in the bedroom?
They just talk amongst themselves.
Just a glass to the
Yeah.
wall trying
And
to
then-
find out
And I
what's
say
going on.
talk amongst yourselves.
But obviously you're covering that with going on. So do you have to come back in and sort of
With something.
and carry on with the like? Give that
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I just have so many levels of nibbles
Yeah.
that I'm like, you guys probably want like a 7th different nibble, don't you? At this point, yeah. And
I'll go get a
off.
nibble.
Yeah, get a
I'll go
nibble.
get a
Yeah,
nibble.
yeah.
What do you get to nibble on at Al Nash's house? If I would wow! The look
I
and
don't
the
want-
silence was deafening.
I don't want-
Imogen Andrews said don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
You broke that rule quickly, didn't you? I'm just asking what sort of nibbles you get at Al Nash's house, and you looked at me like I called you a paedophile.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened there, Al.
I don't know if that was a. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I
and I'm
thought it was
gonna
the
look
first
up-
time a guest
or
was
if
going
it
to
was
spark
a-
someone at one of us out. I don't like the pub, but I love a fucking pub fight.
I just wasn't aware this was a smutty podcast.
It's not a
Sorry,
smutty-
pods.
It's a pod.
Yeah, smut
It's a
pods.
pod. It's a pod.
Yeah, sorry.
Secondly, it's not smutty.
No, the nibbles would be. I'm a huge fan. In the way that you're passionate about the pub,
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about like niche crisps.
Okay,
So it would be the kind of crisp where you go, what are these actually? What are these? And I go, well,
She's not.
Julie Walkers, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember niche
Walkers
crisp.
ready
yeah,
salted.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're amazing.
yeah. No, I live
Skips.
near like a smorgasbord of like different corner shops, so I go into buy crisps like I would buy wine. Like you got a thing kind of sort of medium bodied.
Taste a bit.
Yeah, like, that's nice. Yeah,
You've
yeah.
opened that now.
Back
Yeah,
in
yeah,
what, since
yeah.
1982, probably fun.
It's good year, good year.
Older the better.
Yeah, good year.
So if you don't get your quizzing fix
Yeah.
from pub quizzes, are you a fan of quizzes from game shows? Do you like trivia generally? Do you like quizzes at all, or we sort of forced you into something you hate?
I do like a quiz. I was thinking this earlier. Like, I don't think I actually do anything anymore to help my brain.
I'm still the look, but just really got me. I really.
I won't stand for smut, for low-level smut. Yeah.
I thought I was going to get
We
punched.
nibble
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Sounds, and you just stared him down.
What do you want me to say? Can I nibble on my penis?
so-
No,
Is that
I
what
don't
you
want that. I don't want that.
Okay.
Al, I don't want
No,
that.
no,
Okay,
you're right.
good.
He was unnecessarily crude.
Oh
wasn't
no!
it?
Yeah.
Don't you start now as well.
No, it was unnecessarily crude. What
Or do you want me to say like my nuts? Would that have sufficed?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you hoping for?
Yeah.
There?
To be honest with you, the crisp stuff basically
Yeah.
was what I was
Okay.
trying to get to. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just nearly had a fight in getting there.
Okay.
So where do you get your quizzing fix, Al?
I sort of don't anymore, which is why I'm quite excited for this. I haven't done a pub quiz in a while. I think the last one I did was I lived in Northampton for a year. Terrible place. It was during COVID, so it was
Sure.
like it's the most depressing time anyway. Why not live in the most depressing place? And I did a pub quiz there, and we technically won, but I was scribing and I wrote down the wrong answer. I think it was either 2p or £2, and I thought it was £2. I was like, yeah, £2. And then when it came about, I was like, we've won. But I'd written the wrong. We had said the right answer between us, but I'd written the wrong one. So we lost the quiz. So since then,
So hang on, that one question was the difference between
that was the
losing.
yeah.
Was it a one question quiz?
It's a quick quiz. Yeah. They're not very bright enough.
You were
It's just
getting
one
pelters
question.
for the rest of that evening, weren't
Yeah,
you?
no, they were furious.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It was my girlfriend and my friend. It was like we laughed about it for 5 minutes. Then after a while, it was like quite annoyed at that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have got free bar tab and free meal.
And that's why you
everything,
left
so-
Northampton.
Yeah.
God.
They still live there. My girlfriend and my friends. Yeah.
You can't return.
No, can't return. Yeah. No, so I don't want to say I'm scarred by that experience, but if you see me looking incredibly stressed at any point today, I'm getting like numb.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Don't worry, I've seen it already.
Yeah, good.
That's quite bold that you did ask for a bit of a pen and paper then before we started.
Yeah, if anything, I'm trying to
Considering your track
exercise
record,
my
yeah.
demons of
do
this.
you, do you have a when it comes to quizzing? Do you have a specialist subject, a specialist area?
Probably the Manchester United squad from the years 2004, 2008.
You're a football fan,
I am.
Man you?
Yeah, it's one of the most embarrassing things about me is that I'm a support Manchester United.
You know what? Where I currently live at like overlooks Old Trafford.
Is
I
it?
can hear it. Yeah, on a
lovely.
match day. So
Yeah.
bit of a bond there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
We can both beat him up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's this you're doing now, Liam? Like, we've got a bond.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
cunt.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Where's that come
Yeah.
from?
No,
We're meant to be
scoot your
union
chair
over
over
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you're right because we
Fucking
always
move that
literally being fought over in a minute. I feel like a Christmas cracker. Right. So I mean, hopefully there is some football questions. You know what? I think you're the first guest we've had who is actually. I might get a bit of a support with the football questions.
Football,
would you
music
agree?
I'm good at as well.
Music. What's
I'm
your
terrible at what kind of music? It's that question when someone goes like, "What do you like? Like, what bands do you like?" And you go, "Yeah, I love," and it just goes completely blank, like you've never heard a song. In your life.
Yeah.
Don't say Coldplay. Don't say Coldplay. I'm trying my best.
Kind of. Everyone says this, but a bit of everything, I guess. Yeah.
I've
it's really
never
boring.
asked anyone what music they like, and their
have said
response has been anything other than
a bit of everything. Yeah. I'm really
I
sorry.
genuinely don't think anyone's ever
Yeah.
said anything other than a bit of everything. And if they have, they go grime, and I go forget it anyway.
Yeah,
I'd rather
yeah.
you have said a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indie rock, I suppose.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we're quite similar.
Yeah, I think we're
it's
very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should leave, Jake.
I'm gonna go. See you later, guys. Have a lovely time. I'll set you. You got the questions. You got everything you need. You got your microphones.
Can we just get another drink on the way out?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all right.
yeah,
Cheers,
no,
mate. Thank you.
have to.
And a nice bag of French crisps if possible as well.
Just don't make a noise when you come back in. Just drop them off and
Yeah.
we'll get them.
Yeah.
Cheers, matey.
Yeah.
Thank you. What is the most interesting fact you know? Something you tell at parties, something you just like, I just can't get my head around that. That's brilliant.
So I'll admit that I had to Google interesting facts.
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't know what's happened to my brain in the last 5 years. I think I just it's just like kind of grey sludge.
Yeah.
Similar to the what music do you like, but everything. It's like, any interesting facts? I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know any interesting facts.
I'm
So
completely with you. Do you think, you say last 5 years, not to take this on a bit of a tangent, but
Yeah.
do you think it's social media? Do you think that is what it is?
I do spend a lot of time on my phone.
no.
Yeah, probably.
But just sort of generally, it's not
Oh,
accused
just-
at
oh,
you.
just no-
Do you think,
oh,
you think yourself, your social media problem? Is that
I think I do less new things.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it. I
Yeah.
have less new experiences, so my brain is sort of very much at capacity.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, I need to forget old stuff to learn new stuff.
Maybe Man United squads between 2005
Yeah, I
and
should probably get rid of that.
2008.
Yeah.
Maybe get rid of
yeah.
that.
Clear up a lot of storage.
Clear up a bit of
I know,
storage, yeah.
Alan Smith's assist record could
Yeah.
probably go.
Yeah.
So I googled amazing facts, and the whole experience kind of depressed me, if I'm honest with you, because it made me realise that nothing really amazes me anymore. Do you know what I mean? Though I was like, I was like 100 amazing facts. This is going to be so much fun for me. And everyone, I was like, all right, yeah.
You set out with good intentions
great,
to be
yeah.
amazed, and it's like none of
It's
this.
like, the Pope can't donate organs. Like, yeah, checks out, I guess. Yeah.
The Pope can't donate organs.
It's actually quite amazing.
That is
isn't it?
actually quite...
Is that your? Is
No,
that your
it's not,
fun?
no,
Oh
God,
wow,
no,
okay,
no,
you're just
no,
giving
no,
us a
no,
little
no,
tease.
yeah.
So why not?
No, the one I went for is the lowest note that someone can sing is from this guy. Quite vague, but
I was going to let it go,
It actually gets more vague, actually. It's so low that he can't hear it, and only elephants can hear it.
What?
Yeah. But I don't know how they've... It's one of those science facts where you're like, how has that been verified, though? Was he just stood near a bunch of elephants going mental? He was like, that was me. That's me.
I've done that.
or for them, is it in school where you go... and the teacher would be like, who is that?
Did you used to do that as well?
Yeah.
We are so in common.
So
we used
similar,
to do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's great.
Orchestrate the whole class to hum,
Yeah.
and then when they're going, who's humming?
I bet Jake never did that.
That is quite a universal thing that happens at school.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Did you go to school? Yeah, me too. We're so in sync. What is this? Yes.
I'm really. Sorry, I'm really
horrible.
sucking up, aren't I?
Yeah, that's
actually?
disgusting.
I'm
Have you
gonna
never
start
behaved
doing
like this
that.
before? You're really showing yourself
I
up.
know, actually.
Did you? Did you have a pencil case at school? Me too. All right. He fucking didn't. He can't write, cunt. I think that's a bloody brilliant fact. One that can't be verified by the guy who did it or anyone else around.
Can only be verified by elephants,
By
who
elephants.
famously can't speak English.
Yeah.
But once it happened, they're not forgetting about it.
No.
We also like to know what our guest thinks would be a perfect quiz team name for our team. Any thoughts?
So I obviously just did the thing of what rhymes with the word quiz.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So I have two versions of the same name. One is Quizzy Lifting Drinks, which is from Willy Wonka.
Fizzy
lifting
Oh,
drinks.
that's nice. I like that.
Or the longer version, which is his full speech, but I have just replaced the word fizzy lifting drinks with Quizzy Lifting Drinks.
Can we hear it?
Oh, this is good.
Because I wanted to leave my mark on this pod. If anything, they could say, Al Nash had the longest quiz name, didn't he? The longest quiz.
Annoyingly, I normally write out the quiz name at the top of the page. But
For the listener, not the viewer, Al's phone has come out of his pocket and the notes page has been activated.
I did learn this full speech once for a sketch I wrote, but so it'll be like in third place, Jake's Jizz Men with 54 points, and in number 2 it's Squid Quiz with 57, and in first place, wrong, sir, wrong. Under section 37B of the contract signed by him, it states quite clearly that all offers shall become null and void if, and you can read it here for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., fax mentis, incendium, gloria cultum, etc., memo B, punitor, delicatum, it's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole Quizzy Lifting Drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
So Liam, just
With
pop that
61
down.
points, it's the winner. So yeah, that's
Liam, just pop that down in the team name section.
Yeah.
that is brilliant.
That is fantastic.
That is and also, what a rendition.
Thank you.
What
Yeah,
a rendition of that speech. I've not seen that film in years. It's one of my favourite films. Not
great.
seen it in years. And that took me right back
right
to
back
it.
there. Yeah.
I was in that film. I was Charlie Bucket.
And he was Gene Wilder. That was fantastic.
The
Yeah.
premise of my sketch, which I've never done live, I want to, is basically like he does the speech over and over again. So like he's like, you won, and then it's like, really? It's like, no, wrong. just keeps reeling him in and keeps doing it over and over and over again.
Well, Al, that is the perfect setup to our
Yeah.
first round.
All right.
We've been sent a real pub quiz from a genuine quizmaster.
Yeah.
We don't know the person. We're going to get to know them, I suppose, through the questions that they've written. Today's quizmaster is Barney Fritz from The Crown in Greenwich. If you want to see Barney's quiz, he runs it on a Sunday at 7:30. Early thoughts from Barney Fritz. What do you reckon he's going to be like?
German.
German, yes. German.
Purple.
Yeah.
Barney Fritz, the German purple dinosaur. There we go.
Yeah.
Questions that are going to occur, stuff basically on either of those two things.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. Stegosaurus stuff, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah.
A lot of Lederhosen.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
His first round is TV and film.
Okay.
Which I feel from your ability to rattle off that team name, you're going to be quite good
Yeah,
at.
let's
pal.
do it. Yeah.
So question number 1 from Barney Fritz. Which film won Best Picture at the 2024 Oscars? And we're in.
Actually, sorry, I was about to go, oh, this is really topical, but it's not. This is a year ago, isn't
So
it?
here we
Last
go.
year.
Time
Wow.
flies, brother.
Best picture last year.
Last year. So this year, obviously, was the Brutalist. Was it? No, Nora. Sorry, gosh.
Yeah.
Last year, who was up? Was that the year? Was last year the year that Will Smith smacked?
No, I think that
that's
was
wrong.
2 years
Was it
ago.
the year
Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
This
It
is
does go
not
to show
good.
how pointless the Oscars are, really. Because that was only a year ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're already like, oh, who was that? It's like, doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah. It also points out our lack of credentials hosting a pub quiz podcast
Yeah.
when, like, quite an obvious trivia question, we're like, well,
Yeah.
not really sure.
Yeah.
Was last year the year of the Barbieheimer?
It was Oppenheimer. Very
Was it?
good. Yeah, it was Oppenheimer. Nice one, Liam.
Yeah,
That
well,
win
I-
Best Picture, Oppenheimer, really?
Did it?
Well, it must have done. If you
Yeah,
think
no, it did. I think
Well,
it did.
you know what? I never ever get film questions right.
Yeah.
I'm not, so I'm really pleased with that.
Did you enjoy Oppenheimer?
Oh, not that I've got it right.
I did a bit long.
Yeah, quite long. I
Bit
fell
long,
asleep
bit
during.
long.
Yeah.
But that's a brilliant answer, Liam.
Thank you, man. I didn't even see it.
It's worth seeing. There's a bit where a car goes
Oh, you've seen it and
past-
he's not. Oh,
There's a
Not
bit
that
where
much in common
a
after
car
all.
goes past and Einstein kind of appears out of thin air. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah,
You see
yeah, yeah.
Einstein throughout the film, and
Yeah.
you don't see him for like an hour. And then at one point, a car goes past, and as soon as it passes, he just sort of like appears. It's very funny. I'm butchering it, but you have to watch it for that moment alone.
It was funny, trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me, it was
yeah, if you were there, yeah.
Question two. Which TV show is older, Al? Is it Coronation Street or EastEnders? What do we think on this one, guys?
I think that's a bit too much of an easy question, that.
Yeah, it's quite easy, isn't
I
it?
think everyone knows that
I
Coronation
think
Street
Coronation
is the
Street,
oldest
yeah,
soap,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I think that's common knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely go for Coronation Street. You big soaps fan, Al?
I was a Hollyoaks guy back in the day.
You really?
I was a very horny teenager.
And now comes the
And now
smut.
comes I'm sorry, I've undone my own
When I
rules.
asked you what the nipples at your house were, you just thought about yourself as a teenager.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
No.
You were a very horny teenager, and you thought, do you know what? I'm not going to go to the internet for that. I'm going to
Yeah.
go to Hollyoaks, Channel 4.
Hollyoaks was raunchy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For sort of like, what was it on at 6 p.m?
Do you know what was
on a weekday?
raunchier? Hollyoaksbabes.net. Oh, mama. Yeah, it was great. If you want pictures of screen grabs of when, I don't know, say, Marcy McQueen once got change and had a bit of tit out, then that's the website for you.
So when did you set that website up?
Oh yeah, it's still going. Actually, is it still going? Should I have a look?
Let's have a look, have a look, have a
Talk
look,
amongst
have a look.
yourselves.
Bookmarked.
Yeah.
Talking about himself, Al's gone to his bedroom for 5 minutes to look at hollyoaksbabes.net.
He said he needed a breather. I think we all know what he actually needed.
I thought when you said if you want it a bit raunchy, you go to Hollyoaks later.
You see, I really thought smut
Yeah.
was off the table after what happened when
Yeah,
you said
I don't know
I
why.
was like, we're not getting anywhere. We're not doing anywhere near smut. This is going to be highbrow. I remember
I think it's gone.
It's gone. Well, if you repay your subscription, I think it might it might come back to life. Yeah, Coronation Street, I think it's been around since the 50s, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we did the 50th anniversary in 2010, I want to say, for the tram crash. So I think
Wow.
1960 it started.
Do you watch it?
I used to all the time.
Really?
You know what? I used to be really into like we used to time dinner as a family
Around
around
Corrie.
like when the soaps were on.
Yeah.
And what would happen? So you'd have Emmerdale. We stopped EastEnders. Never really got into Hollyoaks. But Emmerdale was on at 7, Corrie at 7:30, and then Corrie again at 8:30.
Yeah.
But what you could do was watch Corrie at 7:30. So we'd time dinner, watch Corrie at 7:30, put Emmerdale on at +1 at 8.
Oh, yeah.
So you go 8 till 8:30 on Emmerdale,
Yeah.
and then the second bit of Corrie, you got 90 minutes straight of soaps there.
Children.
No EastEnders in there.
No, yeah, used to watch EastEnders, and then my parents decided too violent.
Wow.
Get that off the telly.
Yeah.
Corrie and Emmerdale. That's all I needed though. And then when I got to about 16, I downloaded Netflix, and I realised that there was sort of like real stuff.
Drama.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
There was good TV shows out there, and then I never looked back really.
The extent of scripted television isn't just the same.
I think it was like Peaky Blinders and sort of maybe like Sex Education I watched, and I was
God,
like,
imagine.
oh, this is actually much
All
better.
you've ever seen is Coronation Street, and then the
I
next
thought
thing you
it
see
was
is Peaky
incredible.
Blinders.
I thought it was
Your mind
incredible.
must have been blown.
Do you know what's mad? I remember watching the tram crash episode in 2010, and I went up to bed. This is shaking. Honestly, that's no exaggeration. I had like the shakes. And I was going over in my head, like going into school the next day to like talk about it, of like trying to remember it all, being like, okay, that happened. And so I could go in and like relay it to anyone who didn't see it, and was like, you fucking, oh my god, you, like I couldn't believe it. It was.
Was everyone else at school watching it? Did they
There was a
empathise with
couple,
you?
there was a couple.
Or were they like, Liam's
No, there was a
shaking
couple.
all week, and
There
was
was
to do with Corrie.
There was a couple who I'd go to who I knew were sort of
Counsel.
picked out
They
the
were your
people,
safe people.
picked out the people, and they go to them. You almost like make a beeline for them that next morning. Did you see, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think she's dead. Do you reckon? What do you reckon? When's it? Tonight? Oh God! Oh my God!
Question number 3. Question number 3. Everyone stop shaking. As everyone calm down. Question number 3. Who directed Interstellar?
That's big Chrissy Nolan, isn't it?
It is Chrissy Nolan, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's got to be. I feel like Christopher Nolan's one of the only directors where him and Tarantino, like if a film's released, they're more doing on the sort of promo run than the actors.
Yeah.
Like, he's the draw, right?
Definitely.
Question number 4. The Long Night, Fire and Blood, You Win or You Die are all episodes of what TV show? The Long Night, Fire and Blood, You Win or You Die.
I'll chuck out just an early
Hollyoaks?
suggestion.
You win or you die. Yeah. I think Say what you're gonna say. I'm pretty sure I got something. Yeah.
Leave it. Definitely an option.
Yeah.
The long night was when Mercedes had insomnia. I think it might have been that, wasn't it?
Sorry.
I was gonna throw out there Black Mirror.
Oh, you win or you die is such a fucking Black Mirror title, isn't it?
It is quite, but I don't know any of them episodes.
What if a remote control could talk to you?
What then?
Yeah.
I think it might be Game of Thrones.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
No,
Never saw it.
Never seen it.
Okay, well I don't want to go out on a.
Yeah.
So much in common.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
That you've not seen a show.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
That you
Have
both
have
wanked off
seen
to
it?
Hollyoaks later.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Have your club.
Yeah.
I wish we'd known each other back in school.
You got it so well.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking now. I feel like I've got two school bullies here.
No, I think-
that are waiting for me to slip up.
These have been quite normie answers so far. Not to denigrate Barney's.
It's probably a good job you
Not to
haven't seen
denigrate
Game.
Fritzy's questions, but so far these have been fairly above board.
Yeah.
So
He goes by Fritzy.
I think he does now.
To be fair though, is if you were wanking over Hollyoaks, it's probably a good job you didn't see Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, blimey.
Yeah.
It'd be like him seeing Peaky Blinders on Coronation Street. My mind is blown.
Yeah.
It's like looking at the sun. It's like it's too much.
Question number 5. How many films have Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg worked together as director and actor? This is an interesting question.
Yeah.
Okay. What have we got on our
the
list?
Polar Express.
Was that Spielberg?
Was it? Well, was it?
Oh, right, okay. Al's sort of taking a secondary quizmaster role here.
Yeah.
Was it?
It's a
Who
real
knows?
group project.
We'll never know. I don't know. That's put a spanner in the works.
Also, haven't seen it, so not
Okay,
helpful.
fine. We know that. Oh God, this is hard, isn't it? I don't really know. Catch Me If You Can, one of my favourite films. That is definitely Spielberg.
Yeah. Great film.
Lovely film. Sorry, we're just having something in common here.
Maybe we're closer than
I
that.
think that's nice, isn't it?
Maybe I'll come around there.
Do you know what is weird though? We often have it where a guest comes on and they sort of like they sort of divide and conquer us, and we're putty in their hands.
Yeah.
They come in, they appease one, then appease the other, and then
And we're
they,
fighting, and then
Yeah.
they've got pick of the bunch, and then they leave, and we're sort of left with the atmosphere.
they leave with a smile on their face, and
Yeah.
we just get sort of can't look
Our
each other in the
relationship
eye.
gets more and more distant. Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can,
Yeah.
definitely in there. Saving Private Ryan, that is Spielberg.
Yeah, it's probably easy to name Spielberg films, right?
Let's do that. Let's do that. It was E.T. Was he in that? No.
No.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Was that
wasn't-
Spielberg? I don't think that was.
doubt
No.
it.
Schindler's List.
I don't think Tom Hanks was in
Don't think Tom Hanks was in that, was he?
Oh God, there's so many gods.
There's
There's
a snake in my boots.
Should we just hedge our bets and say like
That's
5? It's
Well,
5.
what have you guys just named? 2 between you. Should we go 4?
Gut says 5, but
Yeah, let's go
I've
5.
got
No,
ideas, so-
let's go.
I think 4 is a safe bet.
4.
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Al, before we reveal the answers, I just want to let you know there's a very exclusive club that I would love to invite you to try and join. That club is the 5 out of 5 club.
Wow.
We have not had many people that are able to get 5 out of 5 on a round.
Yeah.
In fact, it's very rare. So I'm hoping that this might be. I mean, the Tom Hanks one I think might let us down.
That might let us down.
Let's
Yeah.
not avoid it. It could happen. We've got 3 chances to get it. There's 3 rounds in the quiz. So, question number 1. Which film won Best Picture at the 2024 Oscars? I mean, me and Al, I think it's safe to say we didn't really know.
Well, neither did I, really.
Well, you came up with something, and to tell you what you came up with was right. It was Oppenheimer.
Nice.
Question number 2. Which TV show is older, Coronation Street or EastEnders? Liam, I know you're shaking. You should be, because it was Coronation Street.
Beautiful.
Question number 3. Who directed Interstellar? It was Christopher Nolan. We're 3 for 3, guys. This is
Oh,
looking good.
Exciting.
Question number 4. The Long Night, Fire and Blood, You Win, You Die. We talked about it being Hollyoaks. It could have been.
Could have been.
We took a little left turn to Game of Thrones. It was Game of Thrones.
Well done, Jake.
Wow.
We are 4 for 4.
You-
This is huge, right? So, Al,
Yeah.
first round of your first appearance on the Pub Quiz Pod. Could
Yeah.
we get a 5 out of 5 already? How many films have Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg worked together as director and actor? I mean, so look, we darted around the 4s, the 5s.
You named 2 or 3, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then we'll maybe add 1 or 2 to that.
I mean, I did think about 5.
No.
I think you said.
I think I said 5.
We said
you
4 or
say-
5. I
Yeah,
think.
no, Jake did say 5, I think.
Yeah. You can tell when I've maybe have read ahead on the answers because I've put a smug face and recalled have said, Well, I think maybe I said 5.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say it is 5. It is 5. Yeah, we put 4.
We've got them here. It's Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can,
Yeah.
The Terminal, Bridge of Spies, The
course.
Post.
Oh, no one saw the post.
No one saw the post.
That is
rubbish.
tantalising.
Yeah.
We've hit the post there.
Did you mean that to be a
The
thing?
favourite hit the post.
Hit the post because of the post, the film?
No.
No? All right.
Nope.
Nope, didn't mean it.
Never assume.
So
yeah.
at the end of that round, that was a 4 out of 5. Which, I know we hit the post for the the 5 out of 5 club, but that's a very good start. That is a
Agreed.
very good start. It's like winning a league, but you've not gone unbeaten. You know what I mean? You can get a bit hung up on. Oh, I didn't get. Or it's like winning a game 5-1. You go, I didn't get the clean sheet. Well, you still.
I don't feel like I've arrived yet, though.
Yeah. So round 2,
Yeah.
we go into the history round. How's that for you?
Very bad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I stopped doing history in year 9. So yeah, no, history, I'm worried. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You're good at history, mate.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm very bad.
We've done a lot of these, and you've got a lot of answers.
Really?
Yeah. Trust
I'm
me,
glad
mate.
you've noticed that.
It's all right, mate.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's giving me. Oh, yeah, let's do the
I'll give
history
you
round.
confidence. I'll give you confidence. You do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Round
Let's do
2, history. So, question 1. What year did Apple release their first Macintosh computer?
Oh, I don't know. So what year?
I think the 80s. I think I've got 2 years that stick in my mind for no other reason than just a hunch. 1980 and 1984. I have no reason why. I don't want to be held to it, but both of those sort of stick out as just options.
Yeah.
Any advances on that?
For some reason, that 1976 was in my head. That must be too early, though. 84 sounds fine.
If that's one of your hunches, yeah?
Yeah, now I'm thinking it's earlier. I don't know.
Oh, right.
80?
Okay, sure.
80.
1980.
80.
Or meet in the middle, 82, surely.
Al, you're our guest. Whatever you say goes.
82.
82.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's right.
That'd be great.
That'd be sick, yeah.
Question 2. What's
up
I
with
think
it,
Barney's had a bit of a typo
Typo?
here, or it could be our producers. You never quite know. What historical first happened in 1918 in the UK?
What historical first?
Happened in the UK? Ah, okay.
This is
Apologies.
unverifiable, though.
Apologies.
Because
what
we-
yeah, I know. I
we
mean,
could, like,
New
you know-
Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New Year's Day.
We could, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or someone could say, oh, in 1918, my great grandfather said the term "in a wild crocodile."
Yeah.
When there's no way of verifying
On the 1st of January.
that. On the 1st of January.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
World War One ended, I suppose, but I don't think it's going to be that
Yeah.
in 1918. Is that a historical first? The First World War. Oh, what historical first happened? Maybe he's talking about a first,
World
as in the
War.
first
I think we go with that.
World War ended.
Yeah.
First World War ended. Okay.
I don't like that question.
No, I don't.
Barney,
I'd go as far to say
Barney, the
stupid
first
question.
round that you gave us was brilliant. This, it feels like you're on
Yeah.
2CB or something.
I'm not
I
having a good
think
time.
it's all over the place, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah.
But it is tough in a cost of living crisis, and you know you're working and he's working
Yeah.
extra jobs.
He is,
He's
he
working
is.
extra jobs and he's still trying to keep his
I'd
quiz
go as
thing
far
going.
to say the whole frizz is on the... Oh, no. And that's let's cut this. Go back.
No, we're
let's
leading
go back.
into that. I'll
So
say what I said. You
talk,
interrupt me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it is tough in a cost of living
I go as
crisis.
far to say the whole quiz. We'll get this.
Okay, I'll go.
I'll swim a glass.
I'd go as far to say in a cost of living crisis.
Well, I
it
go
is-
as far to say this whole quiz. This whole quiz is on the fritz. Good night, guys. See you later. That makes sense, right? It's on the fritz. It's not working properly, right? I go as far to say this whole quiz is on the fritz.
I love that thing of a whole line of blokes going, well, I'd go as far to say, well, I'd go as far to say. Everyone going further and further. Well, I'll go the furthest to say.
Yeah.
Question 3. Which two countries gained independence from the British Empire in 1947? Could India be one?
I think it is India and Pakistan. The reason
Oh,
why I
okay.
say that is because I think if it's saying two countries gained independence,
Yeah.
The British basically drew a flat line across where they thought India and Pakistan should be separated, which actually led to one of the most horrific periods in global history ever. But for the sake of the pod, we won't go into it too much.
Do you feel bad about that?
Come on. I'm not. No.
No,
No.
yeah.
That's all I need to say, really.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
okay.
I don't feel good about that.
Yeah. But what we should feel good about is that we can be quite confident.
Good about that. I said, do you feel bad about that?
Oh,
That's
no,
the
yeah,
question.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no,
Yeah.
yes, then.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, good,
I said
good,
no.
yeah.
I responded, do you feel
I was
bad about
like,
that?
wow,
And
okay.
I said no. I said
Yeah.
no. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, fine. I will tell you what, Barney. This history round is tearing us apart.
Yeah.
It really is tearing us apart. Just goes to show that not every quiz is a one size fits all.
Oh.
Fritz.
What did I say?
Fits.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So I'd go as far as to say that not every quiz is a one size fits all.
Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Oh God.
What if the shoe fits? What's the next one?
We're in a Fritz of hysterics. Right. Who said this? Who said this?
Barney Fritz did.
Who said this? Anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourselves. That was in your Willy Wonka quote at the beginning.
Was it?
That's our team name, isn't it? He's just read that back to us. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day. That feels like it feels like a Bob Marley quote to me.
Oh,
It's gonna be like
does sound very Bob Marley.
like a Bob Marley, Malcolm X.
Malcolm X is the other person I thought.
But then is Bob Marley a history
James
question?
Baldwin.
I would argue Bob Marley isn't.
If
a
he's
history.
put bloody MacBook Airs in there, I mean, I don't know what is and what isn't anymore. I don't know. What should we go for? Malcolm X?
Malcolm X.
Martin Luther King?
Let's go Malcolm. I need to make my mark in this quiz, so this is I've arrived here. Malcolm X.
Question 5. Which country in the UK was the first to beg... sorry. Which country in the UK...
To bake.
Very.
Yeah.
Which country in the UK was the first to ban smoking inside pubs?
I don't know the answer to this. No. I don't think... I'll tell you what, one thing I'll say, I don't think it's Wales.
Yeah.
No.
Could be Wales.
See, I think it was. I don't think Northern Ireland.
No.
Don't think Northern Ireland.
Any basis for that? Just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I do think Scotland are quite progressive generally. On...
If you've got a hunch on Scotland,
no, I
let's go
don't know.
Scotland.
But you've now got a hunch about Wales. Do you know what Al is saying? He needs to make his mark on this round. We're going to go with Al.
Yeah, what do you want?
Let's go. I don't think it's Scotland for some reason. Let's. You saying Wales?
I'm not. I would say England. I think.
I'm gonna go England.
Wow!
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, answers. What year did Apple release their first Macintosh computer? Jake, you said 1980 or 1984.
I didn't know. I mean, I'm throwing out numbers there like an idiot.
I think I said let's go 84.
You did.
Then you went. No,
you
I
said
think
80.
80. No. I said 84, and you went no. I think 80. And then you went
said
down
you
the
in the
middle
middle.
You just split the
82.
difference.
It was 84.
But we were going 80.
Very Keir Starmer of you, isn't it?
No.
Al? It's
Before
very
I said
Keir
it, before I said
Starmer of you.
82, we said let's go early.
Go down the middle. Try and please everyone. Disappoint everyone.
It's another chance for a 5 out of 5 blown.
Yeah.
Oh God! What a depressing start to the answer section of
it's
this
not
round.
good.
So what historical event first happened in 1918 in the UK? We said the end of World War One, which it was.
Which it is.
Which historical first? I mean, there wasn't a second end to World War One, was there? So maybe on reflection, it was a bit of a daft answer.
I don't know.
Anyway, the answer was women over 30 could vote.
I knew that as well.
I didn't
Okay.
know you.
Which two countries gained independence from the British Empire in 1947? We said India and Pakistan. That's correct.
And we don't feel good about it.
Well done, Jake. Who said this? Any time you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free.
And
Freedom is something
this
you-
was my answer.
This
Can I
was
just say?
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Correct. You are making your mark on this quiz. Now, which country in the UK was the first to ban smoking inside pubs?
This was also
We went around
me.
the houses on this one. What did we go for?
We went with England.
Okay, what were some of the other options? Well, there's only 4.
Uh,
Wales we ruled out.
You were quite keen on that Scotland was quite a liberal place.
I don't know why. I just feel like they're always
No,
very.
I don't know.
Yeah, they always vote quite left wing. They wanted to remain part of the EU. I don't know. I feel like they're quite progressive.
The answer was Scotland.
So where are we left?
So that gives us a 2 out of 5 at the end of the second round. So add that to our 4 from the previous. We're on a 6 out of 10 going into the final round.
Have you ever had a 0 round?
We've never had a 0 round, but
no, we did have a minus 12 round.
Yeah, we did actually.
We did have a minus 12 round, but I don't think this quiz will accommodate a minus 12.
Okay.
But, I mean...
That was a quirk of the format of that Quizmaster.
Yeah.
I don't think Barney's going to put something... No. Like that.
Two's quite poor.
2 is poor, yeah. I think we should have got Scotland there.
But just to do a bit of number crunching, we are averaging a 3.
Okay.
So, but I mean, if we can get a 5 out of 5 in the last round...
Just realised, how do we win this? Because there's no other... How do we win?
If we feel like we want to all kiss at the end of it, we won.
All right, it's looking good.
Yeah.
It is looking good. All right.
Should we take a break from the quizzing?
I think so.
And I think we want to talk to our guest, Al Nash.
Nice.
Al, you have... So when did your... I think most people will know you from your Instagram sketches, your TikTok sketches, your sort of online comedy, which is brilliant. I would implore anyone to check it out. He is honestly one of the best in the game. How did that start for you? When did you get into that? What was the segue into that?
I've sort of done comedy since university, really. Got to uni... just found that experience a bit ugh. I got to third year of uni being like, I need to leave this place having done like something. I'd made friends, I had a good time, but I just didn't feel like I'd left with any kind of legacy.
Sure.
Which is what I strive
You're
for.
about legacy. Even in the quiz, you were
I
like,
need to make my
quiz.
mark. So I started a comedy society at university, and then met kind of like-minded people. Took a few terrible, god-awful student sketch shows to Edinburgh Fringe. And then from there, I've kind of like dipped in and out of it over the last like 10 years or so. It's interesting, I think like the landscape of like making sketches has changed quite a lot. And obviously like post-COVID, it just sort of exploded, and even like phones getting better and like being able to film better things. It's kind of, the medium is kind of constantly changing. But I'd say I've kind of gained notoriety in the last like 6 months.
Is that a weird feeling? Because obviously you've been doing comedy for 10, 11 years. Yeah. And now, people
now
are saying,
the masses have deemed me
Now the masses
good
have
enough.
deemed you good enough. Yeah. Is that a strange feeling? How do you come to sort of like, to terms
a little bit.
Sort of
I do get it though. I think like I was saying off pod, I used to make stuff that was very kind of like what I would deem to be kind of TV ready. Like I grew up on like TV.
This is off pod, is it?
No. As I was saying off pod before,
sure.
but I'm bringing it on
Listen
pod
to
now.
Wilson.
I think I used to make sketches that were kind of like fairly like highly produced and like kind of TV ready, which obviously in this day and age with the teeny boppers and their short attention spans, you need to make stuff that is I think you need to be willing to make kind of creative sacrifices to like get to the joke quicker, or like you say, kind of sort of hold their hand through the joke a little bit. So I think I started to gain success with doing a lot of like format parodies with my friend Toby from Bath, @TobyFromBath on Instagram. Who's a very good comedian as well.
Very good.
But yeah, I think we found success with kind of doing format parodies, so like things that people recognise and taking them in kind of like surreal directions, but also kind of keeping it quite like British and like mundane. Like for me, the gold standard of sketch is like Big Train, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like Mitchell & Webb, so like that kind of very dry, sort of monotone Britishness, but kind of taking it to kind of whimsical places. So yeah, it's
been amazing watching the stuff you've been putting out, and also seeing the follower count sort of go. I mean, have you found it weird sort of being recognised in the street, that sort of thing? Have you had any sort of like interesting interactions like that?
No, I certainly get recognised like most days. Happened earlier in the park. Wow. But I was literally in my head, I was eating a sandwich and I was thinking, I bet someone's going to say hi in a minute. As soon as I've taken like the biggest bite of the sandwich.
You know what?
And then a guy ran past, he's since messaged me saying, sorry for shouting at you. But like, just I literally went, whoa, he's like, love your videos, mate. I was like, no.
Do you get in your head a little bit?
It's annoying when you're eating, isn't it? It's annoying. I always find it, whenever I've got a Greg's, that's somewhere I'm thinking, I hope no one comes over now.
It's really bad.
You've got a mouthful of like cheese and onion bacon.
Well, I'm looking my worst.
Yeah, crumbs all down yourself, yeah.
Round 3 is Wipeout. Now, I do a little quiz, round in my quiz, Al, called Total Wipeout. I think this might be similar from Barney. So, instructions here, he's written them for us. Get an answer wrong and score 0 for the round. Okay, so I think we can leave it blank if we're not sure.
Yeah.
But if we want to answer, we need to be bloody well sure.
Wow, okay.
If in doubt, leave it out.
Yeah.
Is what I sometimes say. So question number 1. Can you read this, Liam? Because I certainly can't.
Podgorica,
or it could be Podgorica, is the capital of which country? Podgorica is the capital of which country? We don't know.
Geography's not good for me.
should we just? I mean, is there any point even deliberating on it?
No, we should just leave it, because otherwise we're going to get ourselves into a situation where we're wiped out. Who's older, Joe Biden or Clint Eastwood? Whoa, that's tricky, isn't it?
Both.
I don't know the exact age of either.
Biden's in his 80s.
I think Clint is in his 90s.
Oh, really?
I think. But look, if we get to the end and we feel like we've not answered anything at all...
When was his heyday? Like mid-60s, when he was like really famous, right? So he must have been at least... He can't have been like younger than 30 doing those films.
30, right? Like in the 60s?
I think we need to be bold and choose one.
Wow, this
Do you think we should go
your
for
mark on the quiz, isn't it?
I think we should. Or let's leave it blank for now. We can go back once we know the
And then
questions.
give it a go.
Yeah.
Question 3. Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel de Hoem Christo are more commonly known by which French musical duo?
Is it Daft Punk?
I was going to say Daft Punk.
Yeah.
I thought they were French.
Or is it Cocteau Twins?
Ooh.
Are they a French duo?
I think the fact that you guys were so confident off the bat, it fills me with confidence, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's got to be
Daft Punk.
It's got to be Daft Punk, right? Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Let's go
Do you know
for
what
it.
the brilliant thing is? It's not a real quiz.
Yeah.
If we lose...
There are no winners or losers here.
We lose.
Yeah.
Not to undermine the format.
No.
That's very important that you still tuned into this.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think if we're going to go for Daft Punk, we might as well go for question 2.
Yeah?
If you think Clint Eastwood is in his 90s, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we've answered 2.
Question number 4. Where in the body would you find the mandible? Mandible's the jaw, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. I think the mandible is the jaw.
Can I see the spelling? Sorry.
Yes, absolutely.
M-A-N.
Mandible.
Mandible. My dad's a doctor as well. I should know this.
Yeah, do you want to give him a ring?
Yeah.
Go on. What's your dad's name?
His name is John.
His name's John.
I said I'd call him later today about something.
Did you tell him that would be
medical
as a
anyway.
phone a friend on the Pub Quiz Pod? Okay, we're going to call your dad. Saved as? Dad.
Shall I respond as Chris Tarrant?
Hello, Alex.
Hi, Dad. I'm currently on a podcast with my friends Liam and Jake, and the format of the podcast is it's a pub quiz. And there's a medical question, and I thought I would take the initiative and call you.
Hi, by the way, Jake here.
Hi, Dad.
It's cheating, but the rules are pretty fast and loose. So the question is, where in the body would you find the mandible?
The jaw.
Okay.
The jaw, straight away, no hesitation.
Jake did say jaw, so I feel a
Yeah.
bit better about that.
What are you up to at the moment, by the way?
What are you doing today, Dad?
I'm just practicing some music for church tomorrow morning.
Speaks volumes of the
What does
man.
he play?
Plays the guitar and sings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are the tunes on at church tomorrow?
Any particular tunes, Dad?
So, one from King's Cross Church near you, Alex, called Oh God, Would You Move?
Oh, God, would you move?
Oh God, Would You Move?
I said that when Jake stood on my foot earlier.
So have a listen to Oh God, Would You Move, KXC, published 2023, so it's modern.
Great. We'll pop it on after the quiz.
But make sure you have a listen to the Pub Quiz Pod as well, though.
Yeah.
Is that what it calls, the Pub Quiz Pod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
please.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks so
Dad.
much.
Cheers, Dad. See you later.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Your dad
You heard it
is
here
the
first.
nicest
Yeah.
sounding man I've ever met. Oh my
He's a very
God.
lovely man.
What a lovely guy.
Yeah.
And also, what a reliable man. as well.
Yeah.
To actually ring someone, they answer straight away, they
Yeah.
give you the answer to the question,
Yeah.
what you're doing,
I thought-
directing what they're doing. What a...
Honestly, if I rang my dad, he'd be like, what? No, go away.
If I rang my dad, it'd be about 9 rings, and then at the last moment, it'd be, hello? Hello? And then I'll go, Dad, so what do you reckon? He'd be go, I'm just putting my headphones in, hang on, put my earphones in, plug them in, hello? But he always says that, hello? Headphones in, hello? Yeah, what is it? You're like, okay, so I'm just doing a podcast with Jake, and, oh, he's Jake. And then you're like, oh, forget it. He was great.
Yeah.
Also, he was so warm that Liam actually called him Dad, which I loved. Hiya, Dad, you alright? I thought, do you know what? Yeah, fair enough. He feels like the quiz team's dad.
Sorry, you know what that was? That was panicking. I forgot what you said his name was, and all I could see was Dad written on the phone, so I just repeated it out loud. Hey, Dad.
Hiya, Dad.
Hi, Daddy. Yeah. Oh, God.
Sure, brilliant.
Sure,
Well, to be
lovely.
fair, I don't feel too bad about that,
no.
because that's what we were going to say
Confirming
anyway.
an answer, yeah.
Confirming an answer. So finally,
That's lovely.
question 5. Sorry, Jake. This is
Oh,
you.
yeah. What is the number of colours on the flag of Belgium times the number of teams in the Premier League and the year Princess Diana died? Wow, we've got some maths to
So
do.
there's 3 colours on the flag of Belgium, and there's 20 teams in the Premier League. So that's
How many
30.
in the Premier League?
20.
What's
So-
the etymology of this sum, though? Is it like,
So that's
when you do like
30.
times plus something? Do you have to time? So it's...
God, I hate that.
Yeah.
What I can offer, though, is
That's
the
why
year
I
that
hate
Diana
it.
died,
So what was that?
which is 1997.
So 19. Oh no. So 2000.
So is it 3 times 60 plus whatever that is, or is it 3
No,
times...
I think it's
that's-
just.
So it's 3 times 20
So 30.
plus...
So 30.
60.
So 2027.
No, 3 times 6, 3 times 20.
So if we go
3
to...
times. Oh bloody hell!
We
Yeah,
need to-
sorry.
we need to do
60.
bid maths.
Sixty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bid
Do
maths.
it.
Yeah. Indices is like if it's to the power of something, that's not going to be that. Division, we don't have that. Multiplication. So we do the multiplication first. 3 times 20. What did we say?
60.
60. What
Yeah.
did we say? What did we
What
say?
did I keep saying? 20?
You said 30.
I keep saying 30. What an
Yeah.
idiot. Yeah.
So then the next thing to do is the addition. So 60 plus 1997 takes us to Al Nash.
2053.
Does it?
7. 2057.
Yeah.
The way you got 3 from it there.
Yeah.
So that's added to the year later Diana died. Do you think that the Spencer family, when Diana was in that tunnel in Paris and she crashed and her family had to be called and her children had to walk behind the coffin at a very young age and the nation mourned and Elton John sang that song, that her death would be sort of trivialised in a trivia question by Barney Fritz to add it to the number of flags, colours on the Belgian flag times by the number of teams in the Premier League? It's a sad indictment,
Yeah,
isn't it,
it is,
to the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
So it's only one we haven't answered. Podgorica is the capital of which country?
Thank God we didn't answer it. We'll get wiped out.
No, but it's our last chance for a 5 out of 5. Does
It
anyone have a
couldn't,
hunch?
it couldn't be Costa Rica, could it? Is that too lazy?
You know what? You know that in the essence of a good quizmaster, not just putting a question in which you either know it or you don't. Has he put a clue in there? In my going Podgorica, there's a clue in there for you to work it out, and that is Rica, in which case it's Costa Rica. Because if we go for that, we could be on for the
And what the
5
clue,
out of 5.
what the clue
seen
is
this-
saying is,
could be-
are you man enough?
Yeah.
It's here for you.
How
Oh,
big's
yeah,
your
yeah.
big's your balls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big's your balls,
Yeah.
your bollocks, your bollards?
What are you nibbling
Yeah.
on?
Don't say that.
Don't fucking say that
We've
again.
established.
Al's trigger word.
Yeah, nibble.
Look, do you know what? I get what you're saying about the logic of the question. I'm happy to go with it. What I would say though is the only logic I know is the logic of quiz rounds, and a wipeout round. The only logic you can go by is if you don't know, don't risk it.
But, yeah, and you're right. You're absolutely right. But speaking of legacy, speaking of making your impact,
Yeah.
Al, this is you're the guest of this quiz. This is your quiz. This is what's going to go next to your name on the leaderboard when we can be bothered to put it together of what your score was at the end of this. I think.
How much do you want it?
I think at the minute. So if we go through all 4 of these, bearing in mind one of them could be wrong. Clint Eastwood or Joe Biden. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
We've gone on. We could be wrong and be out anyway. If we get nothing for this round, then you've finished on a 6 out of 50.
Well, for me, it's
which is crap anyway.
Well, it's 6 or 10, and they are both for me completely on
Should
the
we go
line.
for it?
Let's
so
go
it's,
for
so
it.
it's whether you go for it, join the 5 out of 5 club.
Yes.
You're in
Yeah.
the- you're in the
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
It's
it.
an opportunity to join the club.
Now let's just. Is it Costa Rica?
Let's go for
I
it.
think there's something in there that is going. Oh, you could maybe trace the logic.
Let's go for it.
Are you happy to, Anne?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think Costa Rica's a brilliant bit of logic there.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to do something a bit different now.
You're gonna go in reverse.
I'm going to go in reverse.
I think that makes sense.
It's
Otherwise, yeah.
it's a very clever trick
Yeah.
in the business.
Yeah, nice.
Of building tension.
and
Yeah.
you know what? I don't. Have you got the answers up on your sheet?
I've got them now. Yeah.
I'm not going to look at them. I want to
Great.
be. I want to be
Yeah.
part
Do you know
of
what?
this finding out.
I'm going to be part of it.
Come on, let's
Come
do
on.
it.
I'm gonna fold my paper.
It's
so
all
that I'm
nothing.
also part of
Guys,
it.
we're either finishing on a 6, which is one of the
Yeah.
worst scores we've ever had.
Cool, good to know. Didn't tell me that before, and now you tell me. Now it's too late. Great.
What a legacy!
Yeah.
Or an 11, which is quite average.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's all to play for.
So we're going to go backwards now. So question number 5, we were asked to times the colours of the flag in Belgium by the number of teams in the Premier League and the year Princess Diana died to be added to it. We said 2057. Yeah, we were correct. Right. It was 2057.
Thank you, Bodmas.
Going to fold. Thank you, Bodmas, if you're listening. We're going to fold back now and look at question number 4. Where in the body would you find the mandible? Thank you so much to your father for answering. Hopefully now he can become our 3rd listener as well. If he's going to stick to his word and listen to the podcast.
Well, he's busy, but
He said he's got that church concert.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He said the jaw. It was the jaw.
Yeah.
2 out of 2 so far. Thomas Bangalter and
We weren't
Guy.
sure on
This could be wrong.
This could be wrong,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
We were a bit
Yeah.
cocky with this.
Yeah.
This could be wrong.
Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel de Hohem Christo are more commonly known by which French musical duo? This was all you two, I'd say. Al, Liam, this was on you. You said Daft Punk. Could have been Justice.
Oh shit! Can I just say, didn't mention that at the time. Kept that quiet, right? An injustice, if anything.
Yeah. It was Daft Punk.
Good, thank
Yeah.
God.
Oh, here we go.
Which takes us to question 2.
Now, this is a 50-50. We went completely off Jake's logic
Yeah.
here, really, for Joe Biden or
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood. You said you think Biden's in his 80s and I mean, he's going to be in his
I
80s.
would've said-
You're
I
not
would've
going to have a
said Clint.
president in his 90s.
I'd have
are
said
you?
Clint as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because this isn't all on you, Jake.
Who's older, Joe Biden or Clint Eastwood? We don't want to play the blame game. It's not a game we like to play.
This worries me. This worries me.
Who said what? Who said what?
You
Al?
said Clint Eastwood.
I said Clint Eastwood.
You said Clint, but
We
at no
stuck with
point...
Clint Eastwood, right?
I didn't chuck
You didn't say
anything
anything.
I backed you all the way. I had no red flags from Clint.
Now it just sounds like I'm sucking myself off. It's Clint Eastwood!
Yay!
Captain! Oh,
So
you 94-year-old bastard! I love you.
Before we find out the answer to the, so we could have not answered this, and we would be walking away now with a 10 out of 15.
Yeah.
Which is respectable.
Yeah.
2/3. It's double figure. I think we always say double figures at 15
It's respectable.
is respectable.
But this is more.
We've gone for
How's
glory.
5 out of 5 chances here?
It's a 5 out of 5.
I go as far to
Mate,
say-
I'd love to have you in the club.
I go as far to say this could be the greatest moment of your podcast ever. I don't. If this is correct, I don't want to speak for the group.
I've never
but for
listened to
me-
one.
Listen to one.
But
Of the ones I've listened to, which includes this could be the biggest
This
moment.
is actually, no, genuinely, this is the most suspense I've ever felt going into final question.
Yeah, we're definitely getting better at producing it as we go, aren't we? So, the final question. Al's chance to be in the 5 out of 5 club. For the camera, sorry if you're listening to this, but what I've done here is I've put my finger over the answer and I've folded it in such a way that I don't know. So we're going to find out together. Podgorica is the capital city of what country? We said Costa Rica because it sounded like Rica. The answer is Montenegro! Oh my God! We went for it! We went all in!
Fuck!
Al, I'm so sorry you don't get to join the 5 out of 5 club on this occasion.
And also, not just that, you've humiliated yourself with a 6 out of
15.
just Liam, just rubbing salt into it. No, that, but you humiliated yourself, you prick.
I wrote it down massive as well and circled it.
6 out of 15, Al.
mate.
You've brought us some of our favourite moments of the Pub Quiz pod, but you've come out with a 6 out of 15.
Also, I hope you're not on pay as you go because them minutes were wasted ringing your father.
Yeah, they really were.
You know, what a waste that was.
Our resident Martin Lewis strikes again. Loves a bargain. Loves
What
a
you
bargain.
need to do, get yourself a new switch.
Al, we've loved having you on. How have you found the Pub Quiz pod?
It's been great. Been very happy to be here.
What we like to do at the end of a quiz is get a little bit of a review of the quiz from our guests. So the first criteria out of 10 we want you to score is the range of questions from our Quizmaster.
I think what BF? Yeah, I think 7. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was fairly broad. Yeah.
Second category is overall playability. So the format, what Barney brought in terms of being able to make it accessible for everyone to enjoy. How do you feel
Are the questions you get always just there's never any like sound rounds or like?
Well, we've had all
We've had a
sorts.
couple,
We've
yeah.
had
We've
all
had all
sorts,
sorts,
mate.
yeah.
I think a little bit more creativity could have
Wow.
could have been applied.
Barney, you got
a little
rinsed
bit,
there, mate.
A little bit.
Sure.
But fun name though, Barney Fritz. We got a lot of mileage out of that. So what he lacked in quiz acumen, he made up for in name.
Yeah, yeah. And the final category, which takes into account your host, your overall experience, how you were treated when you arrived,
Look, you're giving me that. The host, yeah.
how it was, the producers, the whole setup of the day,
Producers.
including the quiz questions. How was just your overall vibes?
Good vibes rating, please. Out of 10.
10 out of 10.
It's hard, isn't it, when we're both looking at you in the eyes?
Yeah.
That's what Imogen said. Don't look them in the eye. That's where you make the mistake.
Especially when we're so buff and intimidating.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. No, I've had a lovely time.
Well, Al, you've been a 10 out of 10 guest.
Thank
you
you.
absolutely have. And Liam, where can people go and see Barney's quiz in real life?
So, Barney Fritz, he will be at the Crown in Greenwich, and his quiz runs every single Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And actually,
Well, you're staying at mine on Sunday, aren't you?
I think we should go.
Let's go.
Should we go?
We staying at yours? All three of us? Wow. Amazing.
Al's just revealed he's packed an overnight
So
bag.
exciting, yeah.
He knew this was happening already.
So that's where you can find Barney. Thank you so much for sending your quiz in, Barney. And a huge thank you to Al Nash for
Thank
joining
you,
our
guys.
quiz
Thank you.
Right, let's go.
Let's go.